the first half decent movie that came out at the cinema when lockdown is lifted and we were able to go to the movies ended up being The Last Duel. We just saw the poster. We like Jodie Comer from Killing Eve. Let's go do it. Let's go see this movie. So it's written by Matt Damon, Ben Affleck, and Nicole Holofcener. It's directed by Ridley Scott, for goodness sakes. And it stars Matt Damon, Adam Driver, Jodie Comer, and Ben Affleck. Now, rather than butcher a whole bunch of French names, I'll say them once. Matt Damon plays as Sergeant Decarouge. His wife is played by Jodie Comer. That's Marguerite Decarouge. Adam Driver plays Jacques Legris, just so I can prove that I can say all these names. And Ben Affleck plays Pierre. Oh, thank you, Ben Affleck. So rather than just go by the characters' names, I'm just going to use the actors' names for the rest of this movie review, if that's okay. So in the movie, Matt Damon's character, Jean, let's call him, he comes home after going to Paris for some business and finds out that his wife has been raped. Marguerite was raped by Jacques Legris. That's Adam Driver. And they try a few different ways to get legal justice because of the rape. They all fail, except for one, when Jean de Carouge's Matt Damon pleads with the king to let trial by duel take place. Now, if he's successful, then that means that Adam Driver's character is guilty as sin and he can go fuck himself, really. But if Matt Damon loses, not only did the rape not happen magically, but Jodie Comer, she'd lose everything, pretty much. So yeah, but so that's the kind of plot of the story. It's pretty simple, but the way it's told is fucking super interesting. It's told in 3 different chapters. One from Matt Damon's character's perspective, the second one from Adam Driver's character's perspective, and the third one from Jodie Comer's perspective. And it really works. Now, each of them has differences and similarities. Differences in things that happen, but also similarities. So you'll see some scenes played out 2 or 3 times. Each time will be different. Sometimes those differences are big and in your face, and you'd be like, oh wow, Jacques Legris really sees this differently than Jean de Carouge's did, or Marguerite sees this way different than the 2 men, that kind of thing. And then other differences are very slight and subtle, just like a difference in a facial expression, or you know, a difference in how one character perceives another character from handling news or things like that. It's really, really well done and really interesting. So you never feel like you're watching the same thing 3 times. You feel like you're seeing the lives of these 3 scenes from different viewpoints. It's fucking fascinating. Now, the way this plays out is it's kind of this allegory, I guess, or a comparison or something like that, to how women back then were not believed or just looked down on, I guess, for coming forward and saying they've been raped, because, oh, who are you to speak up? It's happened to me and I just got on with my life. You know, things like that. So people wouldn't believe them. People would say, well, if you got pregnant from this, then you must have felt pleasure, because in those days you could only have babies if you felt pleasure from sex. Things like that. Just really weird whack shit. But there's still themes from back then that play into today's world, like women not being believed, men being believed over women, other women not believing women, all these kinds of themes and ideas that are presented in this movie still kind of hit today. So if you go into this thinking you're going to watch an intense action adventure movie, you're not going to get that. You're pretty much going to get a character study, which does feature, of course, some brutal medieval violence. The duel, when it does happen, is incredible. I was on the edge of my seat, and I was like this, like just wound up and intense, because I knew it could go either way. Like, because I thought it could go either way. I mean, wow, I was into it. This movie was fantastic. And my wife and I had a great time. I didn't write the score down, so I'm just going to do it now. Yeah, we really enjoyed this. This was a good return to the movies for us. And I would say if you plan on going to the movies and like the only two movies you can see is a toss-up between this and June, see this. It's better acted, it's more entertaining. It'll stick with you for a while and you'll have something to talk about. It's great. I give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'm surprised it's kind of flopped actually. Yeah, because the last Duel's fantastic. And I really hope this doesn't dissuade people from greenlighting any more movies by the people who made this one. I think Ridley Scott, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon will be okay in the grand scheme of things, but I'd like to see more starring roles for Jodie Comer. She's fantastic, of course. And also, maybe the best performance of the whole movie is Adam Driver. Man, I can't stand his character in Star Wars, Kylo Ren, but everything else I've seen him in, absolutely wonderful. Yeah, go see this.